people. Today we're doing another Halloween set. Well, some of these are going to be a little blurry. I don't know what happened with my phone, my camera. Anyway, I am going to start off with building my nails on here because part of the design was supposed to come from that. We'll get into that as we go. Right now I'm just putting base coat on here because I'm going to be doing polygel on there. Fair warning, people, I am not in a very good mood today. I've been fighting a bladder infection off all week and I'm losing the battle. And it's taken me 2 days to get this video to a point where I could do the voiceover. Because my computer is giving me problems. So hopefully we can get through this in one go. Now I've sped this up. This is just the clear. I wanted to have like the center, like normally you would do this with like a neutral color acrylic or whatever you're going to use. I opted to go clear. And also you can already see that where I've got the point coming down is already gone too far past the end of where my actual finger ends. So it's going to come out looking kind of odd when we're done. There's going to be like a clear gap in there where you can see through. It's going to look weird. Anyway, needless to say, I'm not really pleased with my nails this time again. But we'll carry on. I know eventually I'll get something I like. Now I'm going to be fussing with this polygel. I also found when I was looking to buy some more of this brand polygel, apparently they don't make it anymore. So I had to try, I'm going to try a new brand. I bought some Makartt polygel, so that when I use this one up, I'll be using that one, so hopefully it'll be good. This turned out, a lot of this work that I'm doing with this whole part kind of turned out to be a waste of time, but if you've got the right products and it works for you, then it would be alright, but for me, no bueno. I am just trying to get my edges as straight there as I can and get a nice point on the end of it. I think this is the only one I'm going to show you. I did this on 4 of my nails. I'm not going to make you guys sit through all of them. I mean, theoretically, it should have been alright, but okay. That's been cured, and I'm cleaning off the tacky layer so I can file. And what I'm going to do really quickly is just file the walls of the where it comes down to a point. I'm going to file those walls so they're hopefully straight. This is kind of that technique that was going around a lot last year. And I really thought it's a gorgeous technique. It did not work out well for me, but I mean, I don't know. I have to go back and revisit those tutorials, and if I decide to do this again, it was a lot of work. And this was only with like two colors or one color, so some of those ones where they've done several colors, I mean, I can't imagine that must have taken forever. Anyway, I'm trying to file my sidewalls like I talked about. You can't see it very well because of course I'm out of shot. Coming up here in a couple weeks, I'm having my first pop-up shop, so I'm kind of frantically trying to get stuff together and get things ready. And of course, everything I've tried to do has been fighting with me and not cooperating, which is not at all helping my mood. On another note, though, and the bright side is I spent all yesterday afternoon on the phone with my daughter, and we were going over my website that she's working on, and we're hoping that it's going to be ready to launch here in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned. I'll let you guys know when I'm got a site up again. Technically, all the nails that you see me do on here are for sale on my site when you have access to a site, in case anybody's interested. Okay, now I'm using this orange polish, and I'm just going to paint the side of the wall, and just a little bit on the you know, on the nail part, on the tip. Mostly it's going to be painted on the side of the wall that I just filed flat, but then I'm going to do just a little bit on the tip. I think I was supposed to just do it on the wall. I don't think I was supposed to go on the bottom part, but like I said, it's been a long time since I saw any of the videos for people doing this, so I kind of forgot a little how to do it. And once I am fairly happy with that, I will clean it up along my cuticle edges. Oh, I guess you're going to see me do both of them. I thought I was only showing one, but okay. This was the easy part. Actually, if my products had if my polygel that I used for the black part had been good, or if I had thought about it a little more carefully before I just went ahead with it, I think it would have turned out a lot different. But you'll see in a minute when we get to that. I'm going to get this as straight as I can, then I'm going to clean up around the edge, my cuticle edges, or the side of my nail edges, like so. Sorry. Oop, that was a little too much alcohol. And then I cured those. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a little bit, like a thin layer to cover that paint polish. I mean, I'm going with the clear still. I have to say too, if I had done this with acrylic, I'd probably still be sitting there trying to get it done today. Because my acrylic work is not the greatest, and I haven't used acrylics now for about maybe a year and a half. Because I switched to polygel and I really liked it. It seems so much easier for me. So if I go back and do acrylics now, I shudder to think what my stuff's going to look like. But anyway, I am just trying to encapsulate where that orange is and give it a little bit of a, you know, another wall there. And just trying to smooth it out without stretching it out too far. When I'm happy with that, I'll give it a cure. And then I will wipe it off again with alcohol, and now we're going to file again. The same way we did before. We're going to get those side walls there along the pointy part nice and straight. Eventually I'll be happy with that, and I will need to clean those off. I'll use an alcohol on my lint-free wipe and wipe that down. And this is the black I'm going to use. Now, I had nothing but problems, and this one was complete crap. Now, I use a pink glitter of this brand a while back when I did some pink and gray cat nails, and it was beautiful. The Polygel was great to work with. Okay, now I'm putting base coat on there again. The Polygel, the pink glitter one, was great to work with. It just worked beautifully. So when I open this black one up and start to use it, I was not prepared for the crap that came out of there. This stuff supposedly is a polygel. It basically seemed more like a builder gel to me. It's extremely runny. The pigment in it was not great, so I didn't really get a good black. And in hindsight, and I should have thought of this at the time, but later that night when I was thinking about this, so what could I have done? I realized I have a whole jar of black acrylic. I could have mixed the black acrylic into the polygel, I think, to get it to stiffen up a bit more so I could have been able to work with it. But it was so runny and so sticky, I couldn't even work it very well with my brush. It just was not having it. So I just kind of blobbed it on there as best as I could, figuring, well, hopefully I'll file it and it'll come out all right, but it did not. I also have black pigment, which I could have added to there too, but I think if I had just put the black acrylic in, it would have been okay. Or I could have just used the black acrylic and done it with acrylic instead of fighting with that polygel, but at the time, I didn't think of that. I was already aggravated at that point, so logic and sense went out the window. Okay, now I'm going to make, what I wanted to end up with was a sheer black. Now, what I did end up with, when you see the finished nails, basically looks like dirty dishwater. It just does not, it's not what I was going for at all. I should have kept adding to this, but at a certain point I quit adding black to it. But I really needed a lot more. Now maybe if I had used the pigment and mixed it in, I'm mixing this into the base coat, not top gel. Now see, you can't even see, there's like no color. So I'm adding more black polish in there, and I think I should have gone with the black pigment instead of doing it with the polish. I always forget I have those pigments in there until after the fact, and I'm like, oh man, I could have used that, and probably would have been much happier with the result. Anyway, I will figure this out because I have now see, I'm adding more black polish now. I'm planning on, and I've been planning on this for a good while, I just haven't gotten around to it, a set of black nails. It's going to be all black with a sheer black base, and then I'm going to do some kind of black lacy, some kind of design on top of it. So I need to figure out this deal here because I want the sheer black for that too, and obviously I'm not going to do it this way because this didn't work very well. Now I will tell you, I ended up putting 3 coats of this on the fingers where it's all solid with that with this gel. On this one, I just put an extra heavy coat on the first time, and then I didn't put any more coats on the ones where it has the French part at the tip. But if you look at it, you see how you can see through where that triangle part is under the orange. I wasn't expecting that to be this far, like off my nail bed. I thought like I went way too far out with my pointy thing. Instead, it should have been way shorter because I didn't intend for that to have like a clear little window looking all the way through like that. Okay, and I am just trying to even these out a little bit more, and then I will clean them up as a lot of it ran down into along my cuticles. Sorry for my arm again. I tried to edit a lot of those out, but at a certain point is like I can't cut out every other minute, every other few seconds. So I did my best. Okay, this is the 3rd coat I believe I'm going on here with now. And it just looks like a dark, dirty gray. So I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that black Polygel at all. What we're going to end up having to do is paint over that with black polish, which defeats that whole time I spent doing that. All right, at this point now, we're going to go on to the foils or foil transfers. Okay, I'm going to put the foil glue on in a thin finish coat. Not too thin, but you don't want it to be thick, so you don't want it to wrinkle. There was a big hair in there I was trying to get out. Okay, so I've done that. I've cured that for 90 seconds. I've let them sit for about a minute, and now I'm going in with transfers. I really liked this cat. He's really cute. Now, I don't know why right through this whole section my camera got really blurry. I have no clue. Like in some points, if I move my hand closer, it'll be clear, but I don't know what's going on. Me being technically challenged is really coming to play in a lot of things here lately. Anyway, I'm going to keep rubbing that sucker down. I want to make sure my nail wasn't completely smooth. It had some little bumpy areas, like little divots and stuff, which normally I would have probably filed out, but I figured I'm sticking this on there. You won't see them anyway, and I was being lazy. This is also, now we're into day 2. I got as far as getting the polygel stuff done the first day, and then day 2, now we're on to the nail art part, which is generally how I do my nails anyway. Now I started to take this off, and then I realized that top part where that white is right there did not transfer. So since I didn't yank it all the way off, I can easily lay it back down and then continue to rub that on, and everything will be perfectly lined up. That's the reason I always tell you guys, don't yank it off like a Band-Aid, because if you've got any that didn't transfer, it's a real pain in the butt to line them back up again. Now I gotta find an edge to grab. And voila, there we go. Cute little kitty. Now I'm trying to find, I didn't plan this out very well ahead as to what I was going to put where. I should have cut all these out before I had put the glue on my fingers, because there was a couple times where I accidentally touched part of it onto where the tacky glue was sitting there, and I got stuff transferred on that I didn't want. And that was just one of the things in a long line of stuff that went wrong that day. Anyway, I think this is the last one I'm going to show you me putting on. This one's a little bit more clear. Not a lot, but a little. I'm just going to rub him on there with my silicone tool. Then I'll take either my nail or something else with a hard edge and go over it again. Mostly around the edges. That's where I seem to have the worst problem with things transferring, is right along the edge of the design. Mostly I use the end of my nail for this kind of stuff, because I found that works the best. Sometimes I use that cuticle pusher tool. I have accidentally been rubbing it too hard with that, and have ruined a couple of them, by having it go through or smear them. So I try to use that one a little more sparingly and more carefully. Okay, so that other one I didn't show you me pulling it off, but I took the thing off, it's fine. And now I'm going on all of these with a coat, a clear, no wipe top coat. And I did this for 2 reasons. Number 1 being I had to stop right then to go feed the cats, go get the mail, and water my plants outside. So I didn't want to have that tacky base coat tack on my nails and have everything under the sun stick to them while I was doing stuff. So that's one reason I put this top coat on now. And secondly, I wanted to make sure those foil transfers were going to be protected. Then I went over, and I forgot to do record. I went over all of them with matte top coat after that. So that's where we are now. Now we're ready for the crystals to go on, and we're in the home stretch. I'm going to be using these orange ones, some of these, some of those black ones I showed you a minute ago, which are not really crystals. They're just kind of black. I don't know. They're shaped like crystals, but they're black, whatever. I don't know, plastic. I don't know what they are, but they look kind of cool. Anyway, you can see the rest of the transfers I got on there, and you can now see how those supposedly sheer black nails now look like they're just dirty. But I'm going to use these bigger, I don't know what you want to call these, cabochons maybe, I don't know, on there in the center. This is like the biggest gem thing I've ever had on any of my nails. I usually don't like the real big stuff because it's too big and chunky for me. But I thought I had two of those. I thought I'm just going to use them for something different. And we're going to put the orange ones where I just put those dots of glue. Kind of a bigger one there and then two smaller ones on the other side. And being that that one in the center has a lot of glue under it, everything, it wanted to keep moving around on me. I should have just cured it right there, but I did not. Now I'm getting out something to put caviar beads in. We're just going to use a little bit of these black caviar beads that look like poppy seeds. Now I'm just going to, since I have so much glue already, excess glue on there, along the edges of that big black one in the middle. Look, you can even see it squooshing out over there. I'm just going to line both sides of it with these black caviar beads. Now, any other time I could pick up a cluster of them at once and then sort them out when I get them where I'm trying to go. But this day, nothing wanted to stick on there. I could only get one at a time, maybe two if I was lucky. But I'm just going to lay a line of those along that side edge and then along the other side. And I will go ahead and cure this once I get everything moved around and I'm happy with where it is. I'm going to cure it before I do anything else because things were moving around a lot and I didn't want to keep having to adjust all of it constantly. Also, I got a little dab of glue on the side of there. I need to clean that off before I cured it. Okay, are we ready? Nope, we're still fiddling. Part of the problem is when I'm looking at it straight down from the top, it looks centered, but then when I turned my hand around and looked at it that way, it wasn't. It was like off to the side. So I had to keep moving things. Okay, now that has been cured and I'm moving on to this. I'm just going to do a really simple little like necklace part at the top of here with the black ones, the black crystally things. The crystals that aren't crystals. And there's another hair. I'm just going to go in at the top of there with the kind of the bigger one. It's not real big, but the bigger of the ones I'm going to use. And then I'll use a little bit smaller one next to it on either side, and then a little bit smaller one on the other side of those. And I was going to go in between all these crystals with caviar beads with black ones, but I decided I didn't really need it. And frankly, I was tired of working on this at the time. I just wanted to be done. So once I get those moved around where I want them, they will go in and get cured. And then I will go over the nails that I put crystals on. I will go over those with another layer of matte top to cover up any glue mess. And there we have it. That's what I ended up with. I did add some more little stars and stuff to that pumpkin nail. And the other ones you saw what's on there. But that's what I've got for the month. If you liked them, please give me a like. And if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. I upload every Saturday. And that's about all I got for you this time. Hopefully things will go better next time. Have a good one, people. See you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching.